baked chicken. It's one of those recipes in our household that we make it all the time. It's something that my kids, they grew up on it, and we never get tired of it. Welcome to V's Cooking with Love channel. It is one of those meals that you cannot go wrong, and you will cook over and over again. So let's cook. All good ingredients, all good for you. And subscribe to my channel because I'll have an idea for a leftover recipe. And you won't miss any other recipes that they are being posted as well. So we are starting with our goody ingredients. About a pound, a little bit more potatoes, depends how many portions you're trying to serve. You can use either young potatoes, just like those, and just chop them in similar, about that 1 inch and a half pieces, or you can use regular potatoes. About a cup of carrots, or if you want, you can add more. You can add different kind of vegetables that maybe you want to serve too. I prefer these combinations. I use about 5-6 mushrooms here that they have been sliced as well. And of course, we have to have some onion. If you want, you can just dice up the whole onion and then use it here like that. You can use half of the onion in the cavity of the chicken and use half of the onion here. So it's really up to you. And it's already starting to look good, doesn't it? Yes, thank you for all your subscribing and all your comments. I'm really having fun here. Okay, so we're gonna dry up our chicken a little bit with some paper towel, and we'll use olive oil or butter for keeping that skin nice and crispy to help while it's cooking. And a little bit of a lemon juice. I like to squeeze out too. You can even use a lemon zest. And the rest of it, just add it in the cavity. It will work very well. And just brush all that on the chicken. A fresh rosemary is really good here if you have it. You can add some spices in the cavity. You can throw in a few branches of that rosemary on the inside as well. And I use a good amount of freshly ground pepper. Freshly ground pepper, it's so much better than the one that it's already pre-ground. It's just so much stronger. And you see, I like a good healthy amount of it. It's up to you how much you want to use. I did not use any salt here. I'm using chicken spices. They are Montreal chicken spices, and they already have some salt, and that is enough for our family. If you want to use more salt, go for it. And those spices, they already have some garlic powder and paprika. If you want it, you can substitute and make your own spices with all sorts of combination. However, I add additional amount of garlic powder here, about a teaspoon or 2. And you see, I'm adding all these spices in the dish. I'm using this dish here, and all the ingredients are here. And that way, some of these spices, they are falling off on all those vegetables down there, and they will all get nice and spicy as well. And you see, this looks so good. Yes, and check out my Facebook. We have a website, my husband and I. He runs his own YouTube channel. So check things out. See what we are up to. I like to tie up the drumsticks with a string to kind of hold that chicken together. It will cook a little bit more evenly, I think, too. And it just, I think it's just better. If you can't, you don't have to. I also add some more rosemary on the top. You can use all sorts of different combination of different spices, even dry spices on the top. You can clip them like this, and still the remaining of the branches, you can put it in the cavity. This is actually my own rosemary. It's actually kind of in the dormant stage a little bit this winter for me, so I don't have too much, but the more the merrier. And yes, thank you all for being part of our kitchen and making me part of your kitchen. I add some additional olive oil a little bit on the top and on the vegetables as well. And you see, it's a nice looking chicken already, full of fragrance, even without being cooked. Just wait when it does go to the oven and the whole house will smell, and you won't be able to wait for that meal. It is so good. We make it all the time. So yes, we are going in the oven, 325, 350 degrees, how much time you have to cook, because it will take about an hour. But in the last 2-3 minutes, I take the cover off and I let it broil a little bit, because that way that skin becomes nice and colorful and nice and crispy. And you see, just make sure that the chicken is cooked. If you want to reach that 165 Fahrenheit temperature, you want to check it with the thermometer. Also with the juices, when they are starting to run clear, if you tilt the chicken, you can kind of tell when it's becoming pretty much done. And look at all that color. Look at all those spices. And the steam is still coming out. Let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of ingredients you decided to cook with. And it is really, really, really good. My husband, it's like a holiday in the house when we make this meal. Okay, because this is also meal in one pot, I'm giving you an extra bonus here. I'm using cornstarch to make a gravy with. I learned that trick from Mr. Graham Kerr. I think it was a cooking show a long time ago, and he always used cornstarch instead of flour. It's a little bit more delicate. It is a little bit more silky, and I just use that always. And I have some sour cream here, about a 1/4 cup of sour cream. So you mix up that cornstarch, about 2 tablespoons with water, and you add that to sour cream. It doesn't want to mix too well because everything is cold in here. So if you use a little bit of a liquid from all these drippings from the chicken and vegetables, it helps to mix those ingredients better. And you see, if you add a little bit of that liquid, because it's hot, it will mix our sour cream better in here. So just do that. And when all that it's mixed in, and I'm cooking the rest of it now on the stove. If you don't have a Dutch oven, you can always use it regular baking pan and just cover it with foil. I found it that the Dutch oven like this, it really makes this recipe easy to make, because like I said, you're using one pot to make the whole meal here. You can even use this and without potatoes, make this gravy and serve it with noodles. That's another idea, or with any mashed potatoes. So just keep that in mind. I just think it's really easy to put all these ingredients in one dish and let it cook it away. And you have an hour or hour and a half to do something else. So we will bring all this to boil. And just stir it a little bit here and there. If you wanted to, guess what? You can even add some Parmesan cheese. Just think about that. Possibilities are endless. I even found that if you add a little bit of horseradish, maybe like a teaspoon or something, try it with that. I make it either way. It's good either way. Okay, so you see all that nice and bubbling is happening. We are about to serve. Let that chicken sit a little bit on the counter in the meantime. And here comes the action. It is so juicy on the inside because that Dutch oven keeps all that moisture together, and nice and crispy on the outside with that skin. And you're gonna go for seconds and the thirds. We do. Can you smell it? Oh, I wish. It is really, really incredible meal. It is simple to make. Like I said, we never get tired of it. Look how juicy the breast is. You can see it. I know you will try this because it is so easy. Those potatoes and vegetables, that little bit of mushrooms, it does additional flavor here too. I really like to do that. Then just add some dill or parsley if you have it. If you don't, that's fine too. Like I said, you can use some Parmesan cheese, and it's really up to you what you have. Depends also what's in the season or what's in your refrigerator. And here you have it, another gorgeous, delicious meal. And thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time.